Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Rage video, where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, have I got... There we go, that is much better. Have I got a treat in store for you? Now, you know how there are some songs out there that seem to, like, repeat tired old tropes, like partying at a club, doing weed, singing about the glories of, like, hell and how shitty war is, and how there's some really out there one about, you know, where the DJ's making us fall in love again. There are some things that really seem to, like, harp on, like, cliches and stuff you've kind of heard a million times that they'll probably keep doing time and time again. Well, how about we do something about that? How about we include something that, even as far back as 2010, I genuinely do not know how... It's not so much I don't know how they could have got away with this, but something that I think had bigger balls to do than anything else that came out that year in 2010. And let me tell you something right now. 2010 was wild. Let me tell you. I remember that. Oh god, it takes me back just thinking about it. But then we've got stuff like this. It is called Russian Roulette by Rhianna, and it is... Oh god, you know, I think I might just have to play this. If you're like a hardcore Rhianna fan, you probably might know what this is. For those who've never heard of this, you're going to be in for a rude awakening, because if you don't know what Russian Roulette is, you might want to have to ask your parents, because I don't really think I'm qualified to start explaining what Russian Roulette is. But, and also, well, I'll explain why later on, but I think you can pick up on it very quickly as to why this song has such high... I give it such high praise. So, if you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, links will all be in the description down below. Let's begin. Russian Roulette in 3, 2, 1, and... Yeah, it looks like something straight out of Saw. Or Inglorious Bastards, actually.
Take a breath, take a deep, calm yourself. He says to me, if you play for keeps. Take the gun and count to 3. I'm sweating now, moving slow. No time to think, my turn to go. And you can see my heart beating. You can see it through my chest. Said I'm terrified, but I'm not leaving. I know that I must pass this test. So just pull the trigger. Say a prayer to yourself. He says close your eyes. Sometimes it helps. And then I get a scary thought that he's here
the value of my life. You can see my heart.
Just pull the trigger.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was dark. That's the it. I don't know genuinely if there is a darker Rihanna song than that, but let me tell you something right now. The fact that I don't think it's particularly uncommon to see that a lot of Rihanna stuff gets like, it's either like 2 or 3, like it's like in that like 500 million, or like possibly even maybe even higher than that. I know she did like the opening to Wakanda Forever, but it only gets like 278 million views after 13 years. And again, let me clarify this again, because this is, like I said, one of the most fucked up songs I think I've. And I was like 12. I was like 12 years old when I first heard this. I don't want 12-year-olds like, you know, listening to a song about people in a contest having to, you know, like blow their brains out. That is like. Also, it should be worth noticing that whenever they play the song on what was called Galaxy FM, it's now called Capital, or when they even show the music video for this, and to be fair, I really it'd be really interesting to see if something like even this would have been like released, well, the music video, because aside from the fact that the officers look like absolutely look like SS officers, and the fact that maybe having Russian in the title might be a bit of a problem in this day and age, but it might be, it might not, who knows. It's the fact that, and it's also against, you know, the subject matter of 2 people challenging each other to Russian roulette, or the fact that even for some reason you got like some blood graphics literally on Rihanna when she's just like sitting, and she hasn't been shot, it's just you could see like dripping down her and all that. I don't even know how like people would take the depictions of blood. And that's something I've never thought about before, because they usually they don't really like showing blood on screen. I know fine well it's not blood, but it's meant to be depicted as blood, if that makes sense. So that's probably why it's what it's meant to represent, including when, you know, like Rihanna is just like in this pool of water and all of a sudden it starts turning red. That's what I think I'm trying to get across there. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, I would say that there was much else to say about the song, but it's the fact it's not just that they made a song about Russian roulette, and they really stuck to it as well. They try to play up that it's like this is apps. They played it straight, and to be fair, I don't really know how else you could have done it, because it's not really. Like a typical Rihanna song would not be the sort. It wouldn't be "We Found Love in a Hopeless Place" or, you know, "What's My Name" with Drake, which curiously enough came out in the same year this did. In fact, I think "What's My Name" might have been 2011 actually, but either way, this is still, I think, the much better song. It's Rude Boy. Fucking Rude Boy was the one I'm thinking about that came out in 2010. But yeah, if you wanted... I honestly like to imagine the only reason why they even wanted to make Rude Boy in the first place, or Te Amo, is that they needed something a bit more uplifting after what I could only describe as a song that was written and directed by Clint Eastwood. This is like a Clint Eastwood movie that made it into a pop song. And well, and also to go over how far they went into this, they didn't try to like sexualize or try like pervert Rihanna in any way. They didn't really do any of that. They played this so straight that you would honestly like to imagine that, wow, really? They really did that? Now, in terms of actually like success in, which is why, again, I'll go over this one more time. That is why this was such a, it was fascinating, because there was nothing like this on the radio when I was 12 years old. Nothing else came up to anything like this. Not Lady Gaga, not JLS, nothing like not Take That, or even like Scouting for Girls, The Script. There was quite a lot of other names as well, even like maybe Pixie a lot in the Saturdays. None of them would have ever thought of doing something like that. And it's the sort of song that has more exhilaration, more emotion, more energy, and more fear than anything else, because you genuinely do not know if like the next thing you do is going to result in the end of your life. It's one of the most fascinating songs of all time, because you never expected them to do it. You didn't think it would sound nearly as good as it is, and they sell you it fantastically. And especially the opening as well, it's really, really cool the way they played the strum of dun, 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 dun. It's again, you listen, you hear it, and you don't really know what's going to happen next. I would absolutely like, if I was like, if I had the opportunity back in the day, I would make sure to buy up as many downloads as I can to get this to like #1 back then. The only problem is that I don't think this got anywhere beyond maybe like the top 20 in the UK, because, all joking aside, maybe it just says much about how people just sort of like, they respected it maybe more than they liked it, but whatever. You can't win people over by just saying it's better because it's different. That's it. It doesn't always work like that. So anyway, I hope all of you guys have enjoyed this reaction video to Russian Roulette by Rhianna. Please leave all your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below, because we want to know what you guys thought of Russian Roulette for yourselves, and I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now. But with all that being said, do I think this is Rihanna's most underrated song that she's ever done? Curiously, no. I think there is one more out there that I think is more underrated than this. But wait until you find out.